Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. It's kind of spitting snow outside a little bit, isn't it, Kyle? It even took you back. Kyle told me, he goes, I was surprised I didn't know that was going to happen today, but you do know about the forecast of what's in store for us. Well, why don't you run us through that, Kyle?
So today's going to be cloudy skies, high of 28, low of 14 degrees. Winds west at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 36, low of 21. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high of 43, low of 25. Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high of 48, low of 26. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high of 49, low of 29. Monday, sunny skies, high of 51, low of 30. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, high of 52, low of 34. And Christmas Day, mostly cloudy skies, high of 51, low of 37.
So we're not going to be experiencing a white Christmas this year.
Not this year.
Not yet, anyway. But things can change.
It could change in the next week.
They certainly can. And so we were just talking earlier, there was some excitement. There was a lot of excitement last weekend.
Right. This weekend is the OU men's basketball game at the Convocation Center at 1 o'clock p.m.
At 1 o'clock.
First 150 fans will get Ohio Bobcats Christmas tree ornament, and tickets will be $5.
And what happened last weekend? Nationally.
That Joe Burrow won the Heisman Trophy.
Joe Burrow walked away with it. We had a lot of confidence in Joe being able to be the recipient of the Heisman, but you just never know. But when you looked at the percentage of points that he accrued, it was massive. So now the next thing is to try and figure out how to host a day of celebration for, our homegrown Athens County Joe Burrow. So more to follow on that. So thank you, Kyle. To take us in kind of a more somber direction, I just received the crime solvers for 2020, January of. This just came out. Before I go into this, I want to preface that, please keep in mind that granted, we live in such a wonderful, great community. It's always the wisest thing in the world to do, especially this time of year, is to make sure that you lock up your valuables, you lock up your home, you lock up your car. You don't create a situation to where somebody might find your belongings more important to them than they think they are to you. So just keep that in mind. We have experienced an uptick in the number of interesting break-ins throughout the city. Most of what I'm going to be talking about are in the retail corridor. These are businesses. But certainly could use your help if you know anything about some of these crimes that have taken place in the city. On November 19th, the police department received a complaint about a break-in at Soul Restaurant and Bar located at 700 East State Street. On November 24th, the police department received a complaint about a break and entering a B&E that occurred at O'Betty's Red Hot Restaurant, which is located at 15 West State Street here in the Uptown area. On November 29th, the police department received a complaint about a breaking and entering that occurred at Brennan's Cafe here on Court Street, 38 South Court Street. On December 8th, the police department got a complaint for a B&E at Fish and Stuff, and that is down at 4 Station Street, kind of in the area of Louis and Athens Uncorked. On the 15th of December, police department responded to an activated burglar alarm. This was at the Smoke Zone Smoke Shop at 80 North Court Street, December 15th. Same day, the police department received a breaking and entering complaint, and this was at the Silver Serpent, located on 728 East State Street. And December 15th, again, there were 3 events that took place on the 15th. The police department received a complaint about a breaking and entry at the Hilltop Quick Change located at 161 North Lancaster Street. And finally, on December 16th, the police department received a complaint about a breaking and entry at OMG down on Columbus Road. And this is at 139 Columbus Road. So if anybody has any information about any of these that have occurred, please reach out. It's anonymous to Crime Solvers, and they can be reached at 594-3331 or www.crimesolversofathens.org. So please do that. For information on serious misdemeanors, could be an award up to $1,000. Any information that leads to an arrest of an individual for graffiti, interestingly, the board can authorize up to $500. So again, this is not only for burglaries or breaking and entries or any other crime for that matter, but if someone were to identify someone that led to an arrest for tagging a wall for graffiti, you can receive an up to $500 cash reward for helping out. And I encourage you, again, if you've seen anything, please reach out to Crime Solvers and help us overcome or deal with the rash of beanies that we've had recently. On to less gloomy things. Potholes. Pothole patchwork is taking place, or at least that is taking place this week. Starting tomorrow will be Armitage Road, Stimson, Palmer, Hawking, and Campbell Street. So in the Stimson Avenue corridor area. Cable Lane, there's a street closure that will wrap up this afternoon, should be wrapped up by 5 o'clock today with a guardrail installation on Cable Lane. And also to make note, well, I'll come back to this. Leaf collection, again, you have to call in at this point for the final sweep, which is December 16th through the 20th, so through Friday, to have leaves picked up. You need to call to schedule, and that will be calling 592-3343, and we'll get the vac truck out there to do one final street vacuuming. Some closures in the city over the holidays. Again, the city building is going to be closed the 24th and the 25th of December. I share that with you, as with all closures and all holidays for that matter. There's going to be a delay in refuge and recycling pickup for Christmas Day. Everything will be delayed one day after Wednesday, because Wednesday is Christmas. And then on New Year's Day, all routes will be delayed one day after Wednesday because of New Year's Day. So keep that in the back of your mind. Don't roll your stuff out there to the curb on New Year's or Christmas, because it will sit there for a day, and so on and so forth for the days following a one-day delay. Parking garage will be free December 15th through January 1st at midnight. Ryan and I were kind of laughing about that because come the 2nd of January, the enforcement is still on full tilt. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I want to share with everybody, there was an interesting event that occurred down at University Estates. As you came off of 682, apparently there was an accident where there was a dispute between a vehicle and a little building at the bottom of the boulevard as you come onto University Boulevard. And unfortunately, it damaged the building as well as the electrical unit inside that building that pretty much controls the lighting up UE Boulevard. That has now been restored. In time, that building will be dismantled and taken away and substituted with something else. But the University Estates Boulevard lighting is back on. Now on to Arts, Parks and Recreation and Arts West events. Tiny tumbling class for kids aged 3 to 5 years will be moved to Mondays. So keep that in mind. Moving to Monday, registration will be open for winter session, which will begin January 13th, 2020. That's still, I'm struggling with that. 2020, we will be rolling into the year 2020 come January 1. Classes will be held Mondays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the 13th through February 10th, and registration is $25 per child, again, ages 3 to 5. Youth Smart basketball registration is open now through January 5th. This is kids aged 3 to 5. We've talked about this already on the show. So if you want to get your children into youth basketball, now's the time to do it before they close out that registration January 5th. And holiday closures. I've mentioned this before, but it's always good to remind people for Child Watch and Wee Wigglers program, the community center. For Wee Wigglers, the classes will be canceled on the following dates. It would be Friday, November 29th, Friday, December 7th. You can scratch the 29th one, obviously. Friday, December 27th. And then for Child Watch, it will be canceled December 24th, December 25th, December 26th, and then January 1st for Child Watch. So again, December 27th for Wee Wigglers, and then the 24th through the 26th of December, and the 1st of January for the Child Watch. Couple last things. You can become a member of Arts West or renew your membership. The Skyline membership is $300 per year, which entitles you to a whole sundry of different things. There's the Foothills membership level, which is $200 a year. Dogwood membership level, which is $150 a year. Pawpaw Patch level, which is $100 a year. And then the Morel level, which is $50 a year. I don't know if that's all in reference to the height of these things or what, but it's it's an interesting fee structure. So keep that in the back of your mind, and you can certainly go down to Arts West or contact Emily Beveridge down at Arts West to renew or start a new membership. If you are, going on and on and on. We already went through all that. The last thing that I have is the celebration of National Girls and Women in Sports Day. There will be the Athens Breakfast of Champions, the keynote speaker. This is really quite the keynote speaker. Ann Herbert, she is the Vice President of Global Sales for Nike. I don't know, Ryan, if you want to zoom in on that for me real quick or not. This nice, there we go. I can never know which way to swing the thing, but there you have it. Ann will be here, and you'll be able to hear more about it. It was interesting that they were able to get Ann Herbert here, given that just last summer I read a really fascinating book called Shoe Dog, which is about Phil Knight and the Nike industry, or I should say empire, the Nike empire. So anyway, should be great listening to Ann and her engagement. That will be Saturday, February 1st. So keep that on your calendar, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the community center. It was a great event last year. It's going to continue to be a great event as we continue to grow that out. If you remember, last year we had Katie Smith and a number of other notable athletes and prominent sports figures in the city of Athens. I dare to say that we will not disappoint again this year. A lot of credit and thank you to Terry Moore, the executive or the director for Arts, Parks and Recreation. So good stuff, something to plan for into the month of February in the new year. Given that it is New Year, we won't be having a whole lot of press conferences coming up. We will be out, won't we, Kyle, for 3 weeks. So given that we will, what do we got to say to the viewing audience? Happy holidays. Hope you have a safe and joyous holiday season. And please come back and join us in the new year when we have the next installment of the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. Take care, everybody.